Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to a presentation about the State University of New York, Exploring Emerging Technologies for Lifelong Learning and Success. My name is Robin Sullivan. If you need to find me in the UB directory, you need to look up Roberta. I am a teaching and learning strategist with Education Services at the University at Buffalo Libraries. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the MTech project along with my colleague, Cherie. And Cherie, can you please introduce yourself?
I'm Cherie Van Putten. I work at Binghamton University and I'm an instructional designer. And we've been working together on various projects for getting close to 10 years now.
So the formal name for this project is the State University of New York, Exploring Emerging Technologies for Lifelong Learning and Success. The project is accessed at the URL that is on the screen. It's suny.edu/mtech, and that's suny.edu/EMTECH. Cherie, can you take it from here?
Okay. Now, the reason we got into this project and other projects that we did that were similar are there's so many choices out there and there's always new technology. Some of these technologies that maybe you become very comfortable with and you've used for a number of years and it's always been free, now maybe has a price tag on it, and maybe you're sharing it with students or with other people and you want to maintain something that's free. So you're going to have to go out and find another one. You also run into problems with people who maybe aren't real comfortable with technology. And we get this a lot with faculty. So we need to find things that are easy for them to use, and then also get them to be comfortable finding things on their own and trying things on their own. So that's why we created this. And I'll tell you a little bit about the MTechMOOC now. Basically, we created this MTechMOOC to help people get more comfortable with emerging technologies. And it's about choosing the right tool for the job and about learning how to protect your digital identity. And that's a big thing that we like to talk about with people. Just because the tool seems like such a great idea, you need to know enough and educate yourself enough to find out, what are they using your information for? What are they gaining from the fact that they're supplying you with something that's free? And we also want people to develop a lifelong learning toolkit so that they can continue to explore free and low-cost tech tools on their own. This project is targeted for all learners. It's a learning opportunity for everyone. We do have a lot of SUNY faculty, staff, and students who join MTechMOOC, but as you see as we go through these slides, people from all over the world are using MTechMOOC. And I'm going to turn it over to Robin so she can introduce a little bit more about MTechMOOC.
Okay, thank you, Cherie. So MTech is, it's actually an open educational resource. It is an open educational resource that helps people to also create open educational resources. Through this project, a campus can adopt or adapt the entire project. And you can also integrate individual modules within different courses as student activities. Another use for this project could be a resource for your career center or a student success initiative. And probably the biggest benefit of using MTech at a campus is for faculty professional development and to create community. So you can use the MTech Wiki website, which I shared the URL previously, to find different tools and to create open educational resources as well. The project, MTech for short, has two different components. One component we call MTechMOOC, and this is a Coursera-based MOOC. MOOC stands for Massive Open Online Course, and it follows very much like you would see in almost any other learning management system. There are some menus across the side. We have content in there. There's some very short videos, 2 to 3 minutes in length, that run through the 5 different modules. And there's some discussion forums. Basically, those forums and also social media networks serve as an online learning community where all of the participants from across the world, as Cherie mentioned, are supporting each other in their learning and sharing different artifacts and their explorations about the emerging technologies that they're experimenting with. So the content within the MOOC, as Shri mentioned, lifelong learning is kind of the underlying big idea. We help people learn about open educational resources, about Creative Commons, about having a growth mindset, having a positive digital identity online. And then that's the first module and the most important module. In addition, there's modules that follow that focus on the 4 C's of 21st century learners. Those 4 C's have been identified by the National Education Association to be the skills that employers are most likely seeking in the people that they want to employ. Those 4 C's include communication, collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking. Throughout the MOOC, there's a very short process. You read and participate with the course materials. You then go to the wiki that has a collection of freely available technology tools and resources. You select one of those items that helps you meet your specific needs, and you complete a discovery exercise. Through that exercise, you create an account if appropriate and create an artifact. And then we ask the learners to optionally create an e-portfolio where they then provide a short reflection about their learning, just a few paragraphs. When they are finished with the module or are finished with the course, they can then earn a digital badge and also a Coursera certificate. So on the MTech website, you can view a few examples of some of the e-portfolios that have been created by past participants. Those participants include people from all different parts of life, students, college level students right now. We will be expanding shortly to also reach out to K-12 student or K-12 instructors in the near future, and also faculty, staff, basically anybody from around the world that has an interest to keep pace with the change in technologies. We all know technology evolves rapidly. So these are just a few examples. If you go to the website, you can actually dig into the portfolios and read the reflections. So what's in it for somebody? Why would they bother participating? The different things that they might gain by participating is the personal e-portfolio. By the end of the course, you have a great portfolio that has 4 different artifacts with reflections about learning, and that can be shared and it can be expanded upon as somebody desires to do so. You'll also earn a Coursera certificate of completion and a digital badge. We hope the biggest reward that people gain is the intrinsic reward of being a lifelong learner. So the Coursera certificate and digital badge is available to anybody. It's a freely available benefit to anybody that registers who's part of the SUNY system. There are 64 campuses across New York State. And also the governor of New York State has decided that a Coursera partnership was a worthy component, and he has also agreed that anybody in New York State who can say that they are either underemployed or unemployed can also take any of the Coursera courses right now at no cost. Anybody that is not under one of those programs or not under a different Coursera-based program would need to pay the certificate and the badge, but everybody can participate in the entire MOOC and the entire wiki at no cost.
So a lot of our past participants have continued to go in there and modify tools that we have. And also they go in there and put new tools in. And from time to time, we also try to spend some time getting new tools in there as well. You go to the site, which is suny.edu/mtech, and you would go to the Discover tab at the top of the screen. From there, you could choose, like if you were working on the course, you choose which module you were participating in. And they're in the middle of the screen there, the lifelong learning, the communication and collaboration, creativity, or critical thinking. And then you go in and you apply filters. So this one is communication and collaboration. And you can see that in the objectives filter, you would choose, am I trying to collaborate with people? Do I want to communicate with others? Am I raising awareness? And you pick one of the objectives that you have. And then in the categories, it's different types of tools. Like, are you looking for something that's going to be for accessibility, or is it something that's going to be audio or video, or do you want to write a blog or a wiki? And then you choose that, and then you would go ahead and search for it. And you can even search all modules if you decide to do that. You can just search for a particular word, like say you found a tool and you want to find that tool again, you can search for it that way. Okay, so Robin has gone to the next screen. If you would like to contribute, like if you found a really great tool and you didn't find it in our wiki, what you could do is go into this contribute screen and you could choose add a tool. Or what we do like you to do is to go in and rate a tool as well. So if you really like a tool or you really did not like a tool, please go in and rate them for us. And as far as getting in and making changes, you would follow this login to contribute, and that will take you through the steps you need to log in. And there's also contributor guidelines. And then you can see there's a link to add a tool or to modify a tool that we already have in there. And don't worry about accidentally doing something bad, because we actually moderate this. So anytime there's a change, we make sure we go in and look at it, make sure that the update is something that is correct. I'm going to turn it back to Robin.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the results that we've had in the project. One of the first things I just want to talk about is we have had more than 25,000 learners enroll in MTech through Coursera. You can see that there are individuals from all over the world. The different size circles represent the larger number of enrollments. You can see the SUNY circle is the biggest. So since Cherie and I are employed through the SUNY system, we have made our marketing efforts most effective in the New York area. And some of the other areas that are prominent, we have a lot of learners from India, from Mexico, and the country of Singapore has really adopted the project and has a lot of learners who have participated. So we also want to share some of the survey results that we've collected. We do provide a post survey for every participant that goes through the project. And just a little bit of the data, we have one of the questions asked, did participating help you gain strategies to enhance your lifelong learning habits? And 75% of the participants have said yes, quite a bit, very much. Another question we ask is, to what extent did participating enhance your ability to use the emerging technologies? And 74% said that quite a bit and very much. Another response that we're going to share with you is that 75% also feel that the project has positively influenced their feelings about using technology. Comfort level, the motivation, relieved the fears and concerns. So that's a big important step, just to get people to get comfortable experimenting with new tools and trying to determine what tools are out there that are most appropriate and beneficial for their particular purposes. We have done some qualitative research as well. We mentioned that there was a project before MTech called the Tools of Engagement. That was in place for about 5 years across the SUNY system, and that was pretty much restricted to faculty professional development. We did some qualitative research on the summary posts that people were sharing, and a few themes emerged. The biggest theme that we see over and over again is that people are learning vicariously through the learning and experiences of others. And so if Cherie was a participant and she created an artifact, she would then talk about what her learning meant and what she might do differently. Somebody else that just reads her entry would learn just by learning from what she was sharing. In addition, another item is that we had some evidence that people were immediately using and applying these tools within their course activities, or they might have had definite plans to implement the tools and resources. Another item that we see is that there is a big desire to continue to learn more about the tools and explore even after their participation has ended. Cherie mentioned that, that wiki is available. It's a public page. You can go there and you can continue to search, and people are saying that they use that resource even after the course is done. We do want to share some information, some links with you. And again, there's the URL for the project website, suny.edu/MTech. If you come to the site under the About menu, you will find a menu item that allows you to share the experiences with others. And you can go and you can find announcements that you can copy, paste, put it into an email. You can post things through social media. You can also download some flyers and little small takeaways or business cards. There's also electronic signage so that when you do get back to campus, you can put up some signage. The video that you see on the screen is also available, and it's a 1-minute summary of what Cherie and I are trying to say here in our short video. We would like to put a call out that the MTech project needs your help. We would like to encourage all of you to share information about this project with the faculty that you work with colleagues that you might meet at other professional development events, and importantly, with the students that you work with. These skills are something that both instructors and students and pretty much everybody in today's society needs to understand the value of using the freely available emerging technologies that are just a click away and available on the internet. How do you use these in a responsible and effective way? We also need you to help us contribute tools and resources to the MTech Wiki site. The site started out with about 150 tools and also resources. So articles about, how do you get good lighting in a webinar? How do you find OER resources? So in addition to tools, there are many resources as well, including tutorials. How do you use the Microsoft suite of tools? These are things sometimes that our campuses may not provide direct support. So the site went from our initial 150 tools and resources. We are now past 500 different records, and we would like to invite you all to contribute more tools and resources that would make a valuable additions to that collection. Anybody that completes the MTechMOOC is invited to become an MTech Fellow. A small cadre of fellows helps keep the conversations in the MOOC discussion forums and also through social media, through Twitter and Facebook channels. We try to encourage participants to think deeper about the tools and the items that they are exploring. So as you complete the MOOC, you are then invited to become a fellow. And the responsibility of a fellow is to provide a supportive comment to at least one person in each of the 5 modules. And of course, we do hope that fellows stay on and continue to be supportive throughout those different communities. In addition, we are looking for colleagues across the higher ed institution and also K-12. We would like to invite researchers to join us in scholarly activities to help us evaluate the 10 years worth of data that we have collected on both of these projects and to help us publish. You can go to the MTech site and you can see a series of articles and a recent book chapter that was published in collaboration with participants, with faculty, with fellows. We are also continually on the lookout for additional grants. So if anybody has ideas about grants that we can participate with and submit a proposal, or anybody that would like to partner with us, please do so. And I also just want to share a call for partnerships. And the MTech team is seeking additional partners. And there is some information on the MTech site that tells you a little bit more about that. But we are looking for campuses to become a formalized partner. And there are many ways that we can, think this through. So if you are interested, I invite you to contact me or Cherie and we can talk further. So we want to thank you all very much for your time and attention. If you need further information, I welcome you to contact myself. My email is on the screen for anybody who might be listening to this. That email is rrs@buffalo.edu. And Cherie is also there with her contact information, cvamp@binghamton.edu. So we would like to thank you all very much for your time and attention, and we look forward to continuing the conversation in the conference discussion forums and also through email. Thank you.